Hey, good morning, traders. I just wanted to share something I missed in yesterday's video. Of course, if you watched that, you knew I drew this longer descending wedge, which is a bullish pattern. Now, yesterday I said you didn't have to be completely accurate with it. Yes, that's true. However, I'm realizing this was not a good target down the tip of this nose. You really want to bring this all the way down to 20,000. And look what happens when we do that, guys. All right. We cover, when I had it up here, you had all these bodies, candles below the bottom part of that descending wedge. And that's really messy. That kind of slices it up and indicates it's not valid, but it is valid. All right. So what you really want to do is take the nose of this descending wedge and bring it down to where the market has been talking about going forever now, seems, which is 20,000. All right, that is a good psychological. And look what happens when we bring that down. All right, we bring it all the way down to 20,000. We can get these touch points up here at the top of this descending wedge adequately covered, and then we also are getting if I zoom in here, you have some wick downs, but we're getting all of these bodies inside of that wedge. And the wicks, I don't like to count as, but some people are drawing actually this descending wedge where the wicks are touching precisely the bottom. You can do that, I guess, but I consider the wick downs weaker than the body. So I like to touch as many body candles to the bottom as possible. Now we get a bunch of body candles here. And then if you go back here, you get some body here rather than just the wick. And you get some body candles up here and up here. So that makes it a stronger and, in my opinion, more significant bottom of this descending wedge, which is a bullish pattern. The other thing I want to show you here is look at this area of confluence. This is amazing. If I draw it like that, where the tip is at 20,000, all right, tip at 20,000 exactly, and we get all these body candles in, look at this strong area of confluence right here. We're touching the bottom of that wedge along with this maroon trend line, which is ascending. Guess when I started drawing that? That was an ugly arrow. I started drawing that in March of 2020. All right. So this area of confluence in this descending wedge is so strong. I don't see us just breaking right through. I mean, Bitcoin likes to make me a fool lately, so that very well could happen. But what I see us doing is rather bouncing from there a tad bit, or just kind of traversing along the top side of this. Actually, we can do this all the way through July and just squeeze ourselves in this wedge here until we hit this ascending maroon line enough times to make it weaker, and then we break, have our final flush. Maybe we go all the way down to 20,000 and get it over at that point, and then we can proceed up. But anyways, that is what I'm seeing. And so I wanted to point that out real quick. Those two things, as well as one more thing. I'm going to jump to a cleaner chart here where I do have this descending wedge drawn out to the wick downs, as some people do. All right. And this takes us all the way, the nose, all the way down to 15,000. All right. Kind of hard for me to see us getting there, but I've said that many times before. And again, Bitcoin loves to make us technical analysis look like fools. All right. So anyways, right now we are doing the thing that I suggested we might do in this wedge yesterday, which is range bound and just go straight across like it's happening in many of the altcoin charts. Before we hit the top of that, maybe go down one more time, then up. Who knows? That would be our final flush to 20,000. And then we start our ascent into the end of the year, which is kind of the way that my perspective has been changing. I see us now having a bull run at the end of the year, whereas before I was saying the bull run would be in the beginning. Obviously wrong about that, and then bear market at the end. But I see the Fed changing positions here, becoming more dovish towards the end and saying, okay, we're going to have one more rate hike and then we're going to pause and see what happens. And when that happens, that's when the markets take off. All right. The other thing you can see here is this Gartley pattern or cipher. I'm not sure. I'm not real caught up on my Gartley, but I do see cipher pattern here. And here's, I just Googled this real quick. Definitely a long-term bullish pattern, and you can see it very clearly on this chart here. Now if I take this cipher pattern, we can even take it down to, let's take it down to 20,000. I don't know where we hit the bottom of this, but that is extremely bullish, guys, that pattern right there. And you can line this up and configure it however it's supposed to be. I think they said 0.78. Look at this. Actually, if I go right here to this touch point, so they say this length from here over to here is supposed to be 0.78. And that is almost precisely, I just discovered that, almost precisely, you could probably make it 0.78, but that's interesting. That's interesting as well. Anyways, guys, I just wanted to point those things out, as well as one more thing here. Whoops, wrong chart. We are at major resistance on the Bitcoin dominance, as well as reaching our target up from this cup and handle pattern. All right, so those are all things that indicate, I'm not saying this is a bottom, but these are all things indicating we are at least nearing like very close to a bottom. So a wise person would dollar cost average in here, not go full in, not go full short. All right. Wise person would dollar cost average in, or as one of my subscribers in my paid subscribers group said, if you don't like the stop outs, which I don't, then do the straddle technique. And that's where you buy half short, half long. And then you can kind of, instead of going into a stable coin, maybe that's actually more safe, is shorting Bitcoin and longing Bitcoin 50-50 instead of going into some unaudited stable coin like Tether. Who knows? I don't know. We don't know at this point. All right. That's all I want to say. Take care, guys, and I will speak to you tomorrow. Peace.